All right, so in this case, guys, in example 2, we actually want to go ahead and find or determine which triangles are similar to triangle ABC. Once again, when it comes to determining similarity of triangles, we actually want to make sure that they all have the same measurements in terms of the angles. That's how we determine similarity here. Now, we have angle A, which is 37, angle B, which is 39, and angle C is actually the one that's missing. So we do need to find, in this case, angle C. Now, when we saw the beginning here with triangles, the sum of the angles of a triangle is actually 180 degrees. So if we want to go ahead and find angle C, we are going to be subtracting, in this case, that from the 39 degrees and the 37 degrees. Now, doing so in this case, I actually already have it in my calculator here. If I do 180 minus 39 minus 37, that's actually going to give us 104 degrees. So that's actually the measurement of angle C. Now, we want to go ahead and actually compare this to the other triangles and determine if it's similar or not. So here is triangle GHI, and in this case, triangle GHI, we have 36 and 114. Now, notice in this case, if I compare this to triangle A actually doesn't have 36 as one of their angles or 114. So in this case, I could say that triangle ABC, we could say in this case that triangle ABC is not similar to triangle GHI. And once again, that's because they don't share any angles in common. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you another triangle, and we're going to go ahead and compare it to triangle ABC again. So here's our next triangle, and the next triangle in this case is 34 as one of the angles, and in this case 114 as another angle. Now, if I were to compare this one to ABC, I'm also going to say the same thing because ABC does not have 34 and it does not have 114. So I'm going to go ahead and say that triangle ABC is not similar to triangle JKL, right? ABC in this case is not working for us. Now, the question for you guys here is, if I were to compare in this case these two triangles here, these two, could I consider those triangles to be similar? And in this case, we did mention that in order for us to determine similarity, you actually only need two angles to determine similarity, because the other angle in this case should actually be automatic. If I were to actually input this in the calculator and I do 180 minus 114 minus 36, I should actually be getting 30. And in this case, although they have one angle in common, I really can't determine similarity because this angle here should be 30 degrees. And if I do the one on this side, that should be 32 degrees. So in this case, none of our triangles that we work with here, JKL, GHI, or ABC, are similar to each other. So none of them are because they don't share any angles in common. So no triangles in this case for us on this example are similar to each other. So let's check out this next one. And here's the next one. Here's example 3. And in this case, once again, we're working with triangle ABC. And we actually want to go ahead and find angle C, right? Now, once again, I have 180 degrees, and we're going to go ahead and subtract that from 110 and also subtract it from 140. So doing so, that would give us 180 minus 150, which in this case would give us 30 degrees. So this here should be 30 degrees. Now, let's go ahead and compare that to our other triangles. And if I compare this to triangle UWV, I'm actually sharing the 40, and we're also sharing the 30. So in this case, I could actually conclude that this one here is also going to be 110. So this one here should be 110. So then I can say here that triangle ABC is similar to triangle UWV. Right? So we can conclude that just because, once again, we started off with two angles and the third one is basically automatic. It should work. Now, if we take a look at this one on XZY, I'm actually going to go ahead and conclude the same thing because this angle now is going to be 40 degrees. That angle there is 40 degrees. So A in this case matches with Z. C matches with Y. And B matches with Z. So in this case, we can also say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle XZY. And they're actually all going to be similar here. So once again, similarity deals with, in this case, having the same angles in a triangle to determine similarity here. So we need to have same angles. Okay. And this is actually the last part of it, which is the postulate we talked about, which is angle. And this actually says that if you have two corresponding angles of a triangle equal to each other or congruent, then we can determine similarity. And that would be the end of the lesson.